Hi everyone, it's Maggie, and I'm here with a quick um, little project share and a how-to video. I'm working on a new journal, and I did the journal cover, and I did something different, and I wanted to show you how that was done. But let me show you what I did first. So this is the journal cover, and I'm going to spread it out here so you can see. So anyway, I started off with a book cover made from a piece of a quilt. And somebody sent me this. And I should, before I do that, let me just tell you the dimensions. It's about 5 inches by 8. Okay, so here's the front cover, and the image is a printed image from Patty Lang, Sacred Mementos, and her YouTube channel's always in my description box. She comes up with these printed kits that I don't know if you'd call them kits, but different images, backgrounds, all of that. And I loved her ballerina series. And this one is, if you can see, kind of, it's the grunge color, the rust color in there. It's a little bit on the grungy side. And so that's what I wanted to work with. She had other ones also, but I really wanted to try the grungy side. So let me open it back up. So as I said, I started with the quilt cover. The cover of it, like my last journal, I guess, didn't fit what I wanted to do. So I covered over it with, let me just make sure here. Yeah, I covered it over with a piece of muslin. And then underneath here, because you really have to look, and this is where a little bit more grunge comes in here. And I guess the image, the print took up more of the front, but you can see this is muslin copy stained, and that's from Penny P. And after I added that, I started layering with Crafty Me Shop laces. This will be another design team project, this journal for Crafty Me Shop. So let me show you this lace here. I turned upside down, and I layered it on top with that first, and then the bottom I layered it with I love this. Another time I wish I had gotten more than 1 yard. So this went down here. Okay. And then I added the image. Now the image is on 110-pound copy paper, but I did add batting behind it, so it gave it a little bit of a lift to it. And then the next thing I did was I had gotten this actually, I think all 3 trims I had gotten in my last order, and I just loved them, and I wanted to try using them. So this is the last one, and when I got it, I didn't realize how large it actually was. You know, when you look at the photo, the leaves and all that didn't look as large as they really were. So I had to figure out, okay, what am I going to do? So I decided to fussy cut it. So I left it intact, and let's see if I can show you where I started. I might have started it like this. It might have been upside down. Let me see. Nope, that wouldn't have been how I did it. I took the first three. All right, I'm determined. Okay, so there's the start. So it went 1, 2, and I cut it off there. So 1, 2, 3. And I just went and fussy cut all around the netting so that I could manipulate it to fit where I wanted it to fit, because I didn't want to hide any of, the ballerina. I didn't want to cut off her foot or her legs. I wanted to leave the dress flowing and all that. So I started it up here, and then, like I said, I manipulated it. And then I really liked how it looked, but then I got to thinking, well, how am I going to embellish it? I didn't want to use flowers like the last journal I made, with like a garden of flowers. I wanted something totally different. So then I was looking at it, and I thought about these leaves, and I decided I'm going to make them three-dimensional. So that's what I did. And then in the meantime, I don't even know what these, let's call them just little buds or something. I took one of the distress sprays, and I think it was something linen, and I sprayed it on the side, and I took a brush, and then I just brushed each one, and then on the sides for a little, lighting or shadowing, I took I think it was Vintage Photo, and just went on one side. Okay, and then the last thing I did was the three-dimensional leaves. So let me show you. So like here you can see 3-dimension. This here, actually this pieces here, I just manipulated all the 3 pieces, but then this is another extra leaf that I did that too. And then down here, there's 2 here. I didn't do anything with the back because if it like, I didn't want to use anything dimensional in case whoever ends up with it just wants to lay it flat somewhere. So I did decide after I finished that yesterday, and I decided I was going to make a video and show you how I did it. I kept looking at it, and I think it needs one more leaf here. But I'm going to cut one and then see how it turns out. So let me just do that. I'm going to take one of these smaller leaves, and actually I think this might be, I don't know if that's smaller or not. Maybe it's, no, I guess it's the same size. So I'll just take this leaf here, and I'll fussy cut it quickly. Okay. All right, now I'm going to look and see. I can't really put it underneath. Well, I could put it underneath there. So if yeah, see, think it looks more, I think it looks better that way. Yep, okay. So It's really easy. And it works for anything because I'm also going to show you by making a layered flower how you can make it three-dimensional also. So you take your hot glue and you just put a little dot at the bottom. Place it where you want it. Okay. And then see where you want to go. Like I don't want it up too high. So then the only other thing you do is another little dot at the top there. So I'm not going to make it quite as dimensional as the other one, but it'll still be dimensional. Okay? So, and then you can see it's dimensional. All right, now I think it looks finished. Okay, so there is that. And I haven't done anything to the inside yet. All right, so let me put that aside. And I took out this large trim, flower trim, and let me just cut one of these. Because I was trying to decide, okay, what do I do with these really large laces or trims, however you want to call it. All right, so let me just take this stuff off. And so I thought one of the ways is, instead of using the trim as is, I would cut the pieces and use them in a few different ways. I'm just going to show you again. And I don't even know how this is going to come out, but okay, see. So that's a really large flower. But if I didn't do that, I mean, I could have, you know, if I didn't have all this, I could have used a large, even in the corner, a large flower. Okay, so my other thought was, okay, how can I embellish this a little bit? I've got to cut it up. Well, just for time's sake, I'm only going to cut the bottom leaves. Just make sure that's all I cut. Okay. All right, so there's the bottom right there. So let me just take some of these little pieces off. And you don't have to use hot glue to do what I just did, but hot glue it dries so much quicker than any of the wet glues that's why I like using it. And my glue gun, because of the detail tip, just lets out a little bit of glue. I've said in other videos that you don't need a lot of glue. The main thing you need to do, let me open this up again. The main thing you need to do when you're gluing something, fabric anyways, fabric to fabric, is you just use a little glue, but you can use different, like I got this at, where did I get this? Maybe Dollar Tree. It's like one of those Betty Crocker, and you just want it to be, I'm not sure if it's acrylic or what it's made of, but it's very kind of rubbery. You just want to make sure that when you glue something down, you want to really press on it hard to get that glue in between the fibers of what you're pressing, what you're gluing on top, and you want to get those fibers mixed with what's underneath it. And that way, you won't have to worry about anything ever coming off, and you don't have to use tons of glue. If you don't do that, then you do run the risk of, at some point you could just kind of like pull it off, but you don't want to do that. If for some reason you changed your mind, which I do, and I've shown it on, other videos too, if you put something down with the hot glue, but then you decide you don't want it there, all you do is, and you do it really carefully, because any hot glue tip is going to be really hot. But what really burns is when the glue comes out, almost kind of like in liquid form. That glue is even hotter. I've had burns on my fingers that were like 2nd degree. So anyways, you take the hot tip and you just start going under where you glued it. And you keep pressing in between the two fabrics until you can lift it off. Because I'll show you, see, this isn't going anywhere and I'm really tugging. Okay, so that's one tip. All right, let's get back to, I don't want this video to be too long. So yeah, so this goes here. So I actually took one too many, so I'll just cut that off. So I was thinking what I could do is I'm just going to put a dot at the top here. And you can see how little the dot is. And I'm going to just put it on top. And I'm going to press down. And I'm just going to very lightly push it up a little. Well, actually, you know what? First I have to use the glue. So I'm going to try 2 at a time, see if that's going to work. I don't know if it will or not. I might have to do 1 at a time. But I'm just going to leave a little bit of a, trying to see. All right, so this isn't totally easy. Okay, and then here's this one. All right, so it's just the tips. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get brave and do the last 3 together. And I'm just going to manipulate it so that it's there. You're not just putting it down for where the one underneath starts. All right, so there's that. And you could do it, you could take these 2 pieces here and do the same thing, and it'll become 3-dimensional. So there's that. All right, so that's all the trim I brought out. So let's do a flower. And the flowers are fun and easy to do dimensionally. Let me get a base piece here. Let me see. Here's one flower. Okay, this is a flat one. All right, let's try this one. So I'll just quickly go around this. Okay, there. So, nope, I want that last piece out. Okay, so there's, okay, this is the right side. All right, so this is gonna be the base. And then I'll try to find a couple of different layers. Let me see what I have brought over here. Okay, so here's one. I won't glue them down right away though. I want to make sure. And I'm using all Crafty Me shop places. And as I said, a link will be in the description box because the Facebook group is the only, you have to belong to the Facebook group in case you want to buy anything. Otherwise, you can't. It's only members of the group. Let's see. These came separately, so let's check out that one. All right, I had them in a box, so they kind of, okay, so I could put that there, and I could put that there, and I think I'm going to add one of these little daisy-like ones at the top to get the dimension. And I might have showed this before in another video, but you know, you always have new crafters watching. So okay, that's good. All right. So then this is going to go in the middle of that. And it's just to, it's mainly just to show you how dimensional you can make them. All right. So let's take the first one. All right. And I'm just going to put, okay, it goes this way. I'm just going to put a little glue in the middle and place it in the middle, and all right, see, there's, I forgot to bring, usually I use a piece of felt or something on the very bottom, but that's okay. So as you can see, by putting that little dot in the middle, I already have some dimension going on there. And I'll do the same thing to this one. I'm definitely going to keep this under 30 minutes. Okay. So there's that. Okay. So see, each layer is going to have a little bit of dimension to it. And then I'm going to take this last one and I'm going to put a dot right there. And then I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to put the tip right into the middle, that middle part of the daisy. Let's call it a daisy. And I'm just going to really press down, and I know you probably, I don't know if you can see, but I'm just kind of wiggling it around. All right, and there you can see the dimension of it. Now, because that little dot is so tiny there, I didn't think to bring anything to put in the middle of it. But let me see if I have a little, I'm not sure if I have a little rhinestone in here or not. I don't think I do. And all of this, well, maybe this wouldn't be. Yeah, it's too big. But I guess I could use it just to show you, because you can use rhinestones, you can use like flower buds like this one. Okay, all right, so there's, and you just kind of, you know, move it around, and there you have your dimension. You can see, like, right there. All right, so that's it. So I showed you how to get the leaves, and you can do this with, you know, you can do this with almost any piece of, you know, lace or trim or fabric or whatever. You just manipulate it with your fingers, basically, and the key is to only put glue on the bottoms and the top. That's the only place you put the glue. So there's the flower. There's this one. This may not have, I don't know why, this reminds me of a, like a, it almost looks like a spider type of thing. But it just depends on if you wanted the dimension. And I guess if it was by itself or with not like this, but it would, you know, it still looks dimensional. Well, it is dimensional, but I mean, you get that dimensional look. And yeah, that probably would have looked okay. All right, so that's it. So just a little mini tutorial. And like I said, I wanted to do something completely different than just, you know, putting flowers around the base of the print. And I just loved her, and I didn't want to cover up anything. So anyway, that's it. I'll be working on the ballerina journal, the inside. I have to make the signature, and I'll probably put a pocket. I'll go do 2 pockets and then put the signature in and then embellish it. Maybe when I get to the point of embellishing the inside, I'll come on and do another video. But I'll show you the back again. But yeah, that's it. I really like how it came out, and I'll probably be doing a couple more fabric journal covers too, because that's really fun for me. I really like making those. Even if I only just make the journal cover and somebody else makes the journal, that works for me. So, all right, I'm going to say goodbye before I start rambling, and I will see you again soon. Take care, everyone.